Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. This is a general love reading for the sign of Taurus for the last part of January, first part of February. Because this is a general reading, it can pertain to any kind of relationship, situation, or circumstance that you're dealing with. Be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns I'm using to describe them. You can interchange the roles within the reading. That means that you could be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards. This means also that you might feel like I'm reading for you, but you could also potentially feel like I'm reading for somebody that you're dealing with instead. In other words, you're cross-watching. Okay, Taurus, so take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. My intention is to reach as many people as I can who need this message the most and who will benefit from it. I'm going to give this deck one more shuffle and a cut. We're going to get started and see what's going on with Taurus today. Here we go. So starting off in your underlying energy, we have the King of Cups paired with the Six of Wands. Page of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Wands in reverse. The Three of Swords in reverse. Temperance. The Empress. And the King of Wands in reverse. So Taurus, we have the King of Wands in reverse, King of Cups, the Empress. I feel like you're the King of Cups energy. The King of Cups is a very passionate person, someone who's very loving and loyal, someone who's not afraid to show emotion and give love to those around him, those people that he cares for, family and friends. This could be a father figure, the King of Cups. I feel like he is feeling good right now, feeling positive, feeling successful, paired with the Six of Wands, maybe feeling a sense of victory, maybe an emotional victory. You might have recently healed from some past events that were hurtful and painful. I feel like you're regaining some balance, feeling better about things, feeling emotionally stable, coming to terms maybe with some things in the past that weren't so positive for you. And then we have a King of Wands on the table as well, paired with an Empress. I want to get some more cards out here before I determine what's going on with this individual. I feel like I'm not sure if it's part of your energy or someone separate, so we'll see. See what's going on here. So we have the Two of Cups in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. The Empress in reverse this time. The Four of Pentacles. The Emperor. The Queen of Swords in reverse is clarifying the Empress. And the Devil is clarifying the King of Wands. So first of all, let's talk about this King of Wands, because this King of Wands for sure is a separate energy from the King of Cups. I feel like you might be dealing with a relationship gone bad or something that has ended. Possibly some disruption within a relationship. This can be any kind of relationship, does not have to be a romantic partner. This King of Wands is a toxic energy. This is somebody who could potentially be dealing with some anger issues, or somebody who is misusing power, or somebody who's unpredictable in nature, somebody whose actions are abusive, maybe a manipulator. This could potentially indicate a narcissist, or somebody who is taking somebody else for granted or taking advantage of somebody else. He's paired with the Empress, with the Queen of Swords. I get a feeling, Taurus, that you could be a third party in a third party situation. In other words, not like infidelity or that kind of thing. I feel like this King of Wands might be involved with an Empress, Queen of Swords individual, where maybe you've stepped in to help this Queen of Swords Empress energy. Possibly helping this person deal with this Queen of Wands, or this King of Wands. You may have helped this Empress energy gain some control in this relationship, or help this Empress energy get out of a relationship with a King of Wands energy, someone who's abusive. I do feel like this person, the Empress is a very nurturing, mothering energy, somebody who this person has a lot of power in her own right. She's very experienced, mature, and this doesn't mean necessarily that she's an older woman, just mature emotionally and mentally. This person may feel like they can't communicate with this King of Wands, or is having trouble within this relationship. Maybe having trouble communicating with this King of Wands because of this King of Wands abusive nature. And I feel like you may have helped this Empress, Queen of Swords, gain some control within this relationship. Maybe helped her get out of the relationship. So that she could take care of herself. You helped her relieve this burden so that she can get out of it and take care of herself. So you could be potentially a father figure to this individual, maybe a close friend who's just helping her out. Let's get some more cards on the table and see what else is going on. 8 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Wands. 6 of Swords. 7 of Swords in reverse. Ace of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles is clarifying this Empress. And this King of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Cups. So I do feel like this Queen of Pentacles is the same energy as the Empress and Queen of Swords, I want to remind you, Taurus, that you could be any of these characters. I am reading for the King of Cups, however, but you could be this individual as well. I believe that this Queen of Pentacles is associated with this King of Wands in a love relationship, romantic relationship, some kind of connection in that regards. I believe that the King of Cups has helped with communication between these two, because I think this queen needed to get away from this king. I think this king may have been abusive in this relationship, may have taken advantage of this queen, and maybe she needed some help getting out of the situation. You may have helped her get out so that she could move on. You may have been the one who spoke to this King of Wands to let him know what this queen's intentions were. I believe you may have been the mediator, the person who was communicating for this pair of people, because this queen may have felt incapable of communicating with this person for whatever reason, possibly because she was afraid to, or possibly because communication didn't go well for her in the past, or if she's trying to get out of an abusive situation, this King of Wands may have been resistant because he wanted to keep her in her place, you know, that kind of thing. I'm just, you know, getting very negative energy off of this King of Wands. And I do believe he was abusive or misusing his power. And when I say abusive, it could range from, you know, something as benign as someone being verbally abusive. I mean, you know, abuse is never something to not take seriously, but I mean, it can range in severity, right? I think you helped this queen gain some control in the situation, because I think she was unclear about how to do it. I do feel like the King of Cups is acting as a mediator or a protector. You may know both of these parties. You may be close to both of them as the Queen of Cups, or King of Cups, sorry. I think you're well aware of what's been going on in this partnership. You could be a father to this queen. Let's get some more cards out here, Taurus, and see what else is going on. So we have the King of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Swords again in reverse, Page of Swords, Ten of Swords in reverse, Knight of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Two of Cups in reverse. This queen may have approached you and asked you for help. I think this queen trusts you. You feel loyalty to this queen, and she to you. This is kind of a difficult situation for you to be dealing with, but I think that you are aware that communication was a big factor in this relationship, that this queen wasn't able to communicate what she needed to communicate in order to resolve the situation, get out of the situation. I do feel like she's getting out of the situation. I feel like you're helping her get out of the situation. and move on. You may have been the one to deliver the message to this King of Wands, to deliver the bad news. I think it took some time. I think you spent some time kind of working through the situation with this Queen, getting all the information you needed to get before making a move, before taking action. Let's get this last round of cards out, and then we'll look at these a little bit more closely, Taurus. So we have the World, Chariot, Four of Swords, Seven of Cups, Hangman, Ten of Cups in reverse, the Star, and the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay, so I want to start with this King of Wands. This person is currently, however you want to look at it, I'm not sure what your timeline looks like, but this person was a significant relationship to this Queen, this Empress energy, this Queen of Pentacles energy. And it's a toxic relationship, something that's gone bad. And I feel like it's been going on for a significant period of time. I believe you've been aware of the situation for quite some time, that you are connected to this Queen in some way, and I believe she asked you for some help. I think that she asked for help because she was hopeful that you could help her get out of the situation. I think that you spent a considerable amount of time working through this with her to make sure that this is what she wanted, because I think that she's communicated to you that it was time for her to leave this situation, to leave it behind, because it wasn't serving her to stay in this relationship. And I think she needed to get out for some self-care, to heal, to get away from this toxic energy, because I feel like this King of Wands is bad news. I feel like you spent a lot of time on this. You did not just jump to conclusions. I think that you really thought this through and communicated with this Queen before you took action. Before you took action to deliver the blow, to bring the bad news to this King of Wands. And you put a lot of thought into this because you didn't want to be hasty when you're dealing with a person like this. When you're dealing with someone like this, with this kind of energy, you don't just jump into the mix and take the reins and make things happen, because you get yourself into a mess too. I feel like this is a very sad situation for you. I think that you feel remorse and regret for this Queen, but you needed to help her get control of the situation and help her get back on her feet and get away. I think that you stepped in mainly because the communication between these two was very poor. Probably a lot of fighting, a considerable amount of conflict. Nothing was getting resolved with the way these two were communicating with each other. And again, it feels like you were a mediator, someone who stepped in to move things in the right direction, bring things to an end, bring things to a close, help move things forward, especially for this Queen. And I think that you've either already had success with this, or you're moving toward being successful in this endeavor. You are approaching this with compassion as the King of Cups, not taking this lightly. you're embodying the Emperor energy as well, Taurus, and you see that this is a challenging emotional situation and a very delicate situation, because you're helping someone get out of a toxic, abusive relationship. Something that probably she's been dealing with for quite some time. Now, I'm going to throw this out there because it could be a potential possibility for some of you. If this is a third-party situation where you are helping somebody get out of a toxic relationship and you have a romantic interest in this queen, which is a possibility, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing is what I'm seeing and what I'm saying. I think this queen has come to you for help. Again, it doesn't feel like a romantic situation where you and this queen are having an affair and she's getting out of an abusive relationship, but it could be. The King of Cups to me is embodying more of a father figure type energy, a protector, someone who is helping this queen regain some control and helping her move in the right direction. Is that the one? I'm going to keep shuffling a little bit. Anyway, Taurus, I'm going to get a Dreams of Gaia tarot card. Okay, I'm going to take this one. The Scribe. I'm not sure if I've had this one in a while. The 12 that's the Knight of Swords. 12 of Air. Let's see what it says, see if it resonates for you, Taurus, and then we're going to close out this reading. Okay, so the 12 of Air would be the Knight of Swords in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck. You did have this card in your reading. It does indicate taking action, moving forward, being ambitious and clear about your motives and your direction. This is all about, again, taking action, and this could be going into battle, that kind of thing. Clear-headed, understanding where you're going, what direction you want to take, what is the right thing to do, the right thing to fight for. So let's see what the Scribe says for you. And it was in the upright position. And it's about a page and a half, a little lengthy. So here we go, Taurus, okay? The Scribe is the record keeper, the keeper of all knowledge and information about past, present, and future. He is a priestly man, although not necessarily a religious one. His religion is knowledge and wisdom, tradition, mythos, and law. Philosophy, religion, and science, mathematics, and the arts, history, current events, and events that are coming. He has a reverence for books and makes little room for anything else in his life. They are his constant companions, and when he is not reading and memorizing their contents, he is searching for new sources of information and collating and documenting that information so it can be recounted with ease. He is on perpetual quest for knowledge, not just for his own benefit, but for all of mankind. He believes that record keeping is the cornerstone of civilization, and without accurate records, the past has served no purpose. Unlike the sage, the Scribe is a man without intellectual bias or prejudice. He is objective and passionate about preserving, having, and providing the most accurate information and values, being to be able to provide the most accurate information. He always offers knowledge from several perspectives and differing points of view. He is a man of letters, and those who know him see him as multifaceted. He is philosopher, historian, counselor, teacher, instructor, and more. He is respected. His knowledge is treasured. His knowledge is also feared by those who seek to control the information and knowledge that he has amassed. He holds the keys to the library. He knows the secrets of kings and church, the machinations and the politics that have brought leaders to power and removed them. With the knowledge he has, he himself can make or destroy nations. It is a power that inspires fear, but also a power that he would never use because the machinations of man are of little importance to him. Knowledge is his God and the only God he worships. When the Scribe appears in your reading, he symbolizes the importance of documenting your life journey. whether it be through photos, a journal, a blog, a video record. Record your stories so it can be enjoyed and remembered, and do it in a manner that can be safely preserved. Write your thoughts down on paper, keep scrapbooks full of photos and thoughts about your favorite experiences. The scribe asks that you value the act of writing things down. You might wonder at the necessity, but while the technology at hand enables us to store a wealth of information, it can also be unreliable, and you risk losing everything if a hard drive fails or the cloud should cease to be. If you don't wish to write things down, take the appearance of the scribe in your reading as a timely reminder to make multiple copies of all that have stored on your phone, computer, or laptop. You sometimes won't realize the extent of your loss until after it occurs. Don't risk losing those precious memories. Keep them safe. The scribe also signifies that there might be a need to seek someone out who can help you with some research you may need to do. You may need to visit a library or even seek out someone whose specific role is to collate or archive records. Whether you are trying to discover your family history or wishing to follow a path that is steeped in tradition, now is the time to start asking questions and discovering answers. Okay, so honestly, Taurus, what I got out of this card is that if you are still in the process of helping this queen remove herself from the situation, and I felt like you had a considerable amount of energy indicating that you spent a lot of time researching the situation or communicating with this queen to figure out what's been going on. If you're helping this queen get out of the situation and move forward, this card may indicate that you need to keep records, keep the information safe. If she is in a marriage, for example, and needing to remove herself, she might need to have evidence backing up her decisions, and maybe record some of the events that have happened in this relationship so she can safely get away, and then have the law on her side if that is something that needs to happen for her. That's what I got out of this card. If there's some other meaning that you may have resonated with, then take it to the bank and do with it what you will. I'm going to leave that reading here. I hope that this gave you something to work with. I hope that it helps you move forward. Thank you so much, Taurus, for joining me, and I hope I see you again soon. Take care. Bye.